New at 10 tonight, it's a favorite spot for boaters. Egmont Key is a unique island at the mouth of Tampa Bay, home to a working lighthouse and the harbor pilots that guide ships in and out of the ports, and also an historic fort and thousands of birds and other wildlife. And nearly 200,000 people visit Egmont Key every year by boat or by ferry. It's the only way to get there.
It's a curious place to be. Yeah, if there were a bridge out there, a lot of people would be going out there, Kelly. But this Tampa Bay treasure is eroding right in front of us. And Cynthia just paid a visit to Egmont Key and is here to show us why so many people are worried about its future. What's happening here?
They're extremely worried, John, because the island that used to be over 500 acres is now less than 200 acres and dwindling fast. Wakes from countless passing ships and waves from storm after storm are taking their toll on what's left of Egmont Key, and there's no fix in sight. It's a spectacle of nature, a giant avian nursery on the southern end of Egmont Key.
Our biologist did a survey last month, and she estimates we have about 32,000 nesting pairs of birds.
Endangered sea turtles nest here too. So do gopher tortoises on an island that's vanishing beneath their flippered feet.
This habitat is shrinking daily. A few feet every night, a few yards every week.
State Park Assistant Manager Tom Watson lives here and watches the storms take increasingly bigger bites.
That power plant was built in the center of the island when it was built, which means you had another 2 or 3 football fields out this way.
And it's not just wildlife that's losing ground.
Lots of history about the island that it would, to me, be a real tragedy if it disappeared.
Egmont Key Alliance past president Jim Spangler says Egmont's rich history goes back even further than Fort Dade and the Spanish-American War.
This is where the Indians were taken and in effect imprisoned because they couldn't swim back to the mainland. Then they were taken from here to New Orleans or other places for the Trail of Tears.
Now some of the famous fort's batteries are underwater. Palm trees are dying and falling, making it tough for sea turtles to lay their eggs. So does the steep wall of sand created by severe erosion.
It's the last line of defense on the island. This is the last thing that is keeping wave action from breaking over the island and, in effect, creating a future Johns Pass.
It's a serious concern that the next big storm could breach the island, splitting it in two.
And what we would be concerned about is that South Egmont would become like Passage Key. Passage Key's totally disappeared.
The solution to stabilizing Egmont Key isn't just more sand. The Army Corps of Engineers wants to put a giant wall of sheet pile on the northwest side of the island.
It would be literally buried in sand, and when the top of the wall is exposed, it's like a red flag, time to renourish. So the sheet pile would simply ensure that we don't lose any more than up to that piling.
But with an $11 million price tag and no congressional funding in sight, the future of this Tampa Bay treasure is uncertain at best.
I don't think there's any place that will take its place if Egmont Key goes.
As of right now, it looks like Egmont Key will get another big dose of sand sometime next year when the shipping channel gets dredged. But the people working to save it say really that's just a stopgap measure. It won't stop the erosion that is eating away at the island every day. If you'd like to find out more about Egmont Key and the efforts to save it, we did put a link on our website. So just go to myfoxtampabay.com, click on Seen on TV.